All right, so Frank Tufano instructing people on how to get skin cancer.
Oh, what's up, guys? I feel like a bug in one of those Venus flytraps. And before we get started, I did a video on if tanning beds are bad for you or not. That's definitely something that needs to be cleared out of the way. So if you guys haven't seen that, the download.
Tanning beds are not safe. They cause skin cancer. So, yeah, they're emitting UV. UV causes skin cancer, you fucking moron.
Is basically, the actual UVB, the sunlight coming from the bulbs. Well, technically not sunlight, but the light coming from the bulbs that darkens our skin. That's what they want you to think is bad for you. It's not. The actual
It's just insane. It's ionizing, so it will break down protein bonds, and it causes cancer cells to develop. And besides that, it actually damages your fucking skin. Like, why the fuck do you think you start producing melanin in response to, getting in contact with UV? It's because it damages your fucking skin. Like, he literally admitted it makes your skin darker. That's a defense mechanism from UV, you idiot. Like, it's so fucking stupid. It's like, the best analogy I can think of is like, if you get a cut on your arm or something, a scar will form. And that scar will be like tougher than your normal skin. And if you normally get like abrasions in a certain area, you'll end up developing a thicker and thicker callus to protect you from those abrasions. Like it's the same thing. Like, getting cut is not good for you. Like, same sort of fucking thing is happening here. Your skin will produce more melanin so that you don't get damaged from UV. Like, what he just said is a flat out admission that UV is harmful, but he's too stupid to fucking realize it. Oh my god, he's an idiot.
Downside.
Dude, like, imagine when he actually gets skin cancer. Like, he uses a tanning bed and goes outside and deliberately damages his skin. I can guarantee you this guy's gonna get skin cancer, even though he has darker skin. When he gets skin cancer, he's gonna fucking blame it on, like, Wi-Fi or cell phones or something fucking stupid. I'm gonna love the fucking video of him saying he got skin cancer from a fucking cell phone.
Tanning beds is the magnetic fields and the high power levels and electricity that's required to power them.
The magnetic fields
we'll
are what's
later,
dangerous.
So if you
What
guys
an
want to watch that
idiot.
video, definitely check it out, and then you can come back to this one. But I'm going to go over today how to get an affordable tanning setup in your home. With how this summer has been with all the smog, it's been raining practically almost every day, and even the days when the sun does come out, there's clouds or there's smog conveniently just blocking that one spot of sun. The only way for us to really be healthy, stimulate the skin recycling, collagen production, all of that stuff, is to have a tanning bed in your home. And it's probably better to get it now before the winter time. I'm guessing it's a lot of people trying to buy tanning beds in the winter. So there's a few things you need to do. One is get a used tanning bed on Facebook Marketplace. 2 is get it installed. And 3 is replace the bulbs. My total cost for this is around $1,500, but I paid someone to pick up the tanning bed for me. So, if you're okay with driving a van or something and you look a little harder, I think all of this can be done easily for less than $1,000. So this is a SunQuest Pro 24XL. There's tons of these on Facebook Marketplace used. This was recommended to me by this tanning guy I was talking to. I was trying to get him to build me like a custom device or something, and he actually recommended I get one of these. This was his favorite model. It's like a workhorse. They're consistent, they're reliable, there's a lot of them, and they're affordable. I thought this was newer, and then when I looked on the serial panel, 1991, made in Holland. So hey, it works perfectly. That's a testament to the craftsmanship of this. But this thing is older than me. Go figure. So I think I paid $300 for this, but I had to pay the guy a few hundred to put it in his trailer because this is not something you can fit in an SUV. You need 2 guys to lift it, and if you need to take the top off to fit it in your car, it's definitely a 2-man job. But got this on Facebook Marketplace, made sure it worked, all the bulbs turned on, because if it doesn't, then you're gonna have to replace some starters and stuff, which is not that difficult, but ideally, with how many of these are out there and how many people are trying to sell them, you can definitely find one that has all the starters working and all the bulbs working. So after I got the tanning bed here, the next step was to run the electric line, because this does not run on regular 120 volt electricity. It's on 220. So depending on where your circuit breaker is, depending on where you put this, it's going to be between $300 and $500 to get an electrician to install this tanning bed. That's
Holy crap. Like, imagine having to either unplug your fucking, like, refrigerator or oven to plug this in, or, like, pay an electrician just so you can get skin cancer. You have to be a special kind of fucking moron.
probably the most irritating thing, if you don't have an electrician, or someone to do it, not getting charged too much. But realistically, it shouldn't be more than, 2 to 4 hours of work for the electrician, and they shouldn't bill you more than like $150 to
We need a Frank.
$200 an hour. So we're talking, $300 to $400 for the tanning bed, $300 to $400 to run a 220 line. I'll show you guys the plug here. So you guys can see this is not like a regular 120 volt outlet plug. You need a special.
What is he talking about? Oh. I see. The prongs are horizontal.
Outlet plug. You need a special plug to put this in. I'll just go over a few more things when it comes to the type of tanning bed. This is what I'm familiar with. This is what I was recommended to buy. Any of the SunQuest models are going to be full bulbs down the whole bed, which is important because you don't want any face lamps or any specialized, mechanical stuff that might need to be replaced. That's a lot harder to do. And you're sure it's on 220 electric. If you find a commercial tanning bed for sale, I think most of those are on 3-phase electric, and you don't want to get an inverter in your house. You're not going to have enough power to run a commercial tanning bed in your home. So you want to make sure it's a residential tanning bed that runs on 220 and that it has long bulbs.
I don't think I unfriended you on Facebook, dude. Give me a second.
You want to go other brands, you want to do that other stuff, this is really the safest bet. So once you have your tanning bed, once you have the electrical set up, then obviously you've made sure everything is working. Even if all the bulbs in the bed work, it's helpful to ask the owner, hey, how old are these bulbs? Where are they from? Because every single one, but they were like 20 years old. The owner told me that these bulbs were new, but what she meant was they were 20-year-old bulbs that had been sitting in a box unused. So yeah, technically they're new, but technically they're also 20 years old. So those older bulbs are much weaker, they have lower UVB, and they're not nearly as effective for tanning.
Yeah, so that would be ideal considering if you have newer, more powerful bulbs, that's only more cancer causing.
I was in that bed for like half an hour with those bulbs and I didn't feel anything. So I called up my tanning buddy and I was like, hey, I've been sitting in this bed all day and I'm not feeling the UVB. And he goes, oh, well, the bulbs are older and you need to replace them. So I went to Tanning Lamps for Less.
Like, he's admitting, I don't feel these bulbs burning my skin, so I need to get new bulbs so I can, like, literally feel them burning my skin. And he's trying to tell you, everybody, yeah, this is safe. This doesn't damage your skin. It doesn't cause cancer. Such an idiot.
.com, and he recommended I get these Sunmaster Cougar bulbs. These are the highest UVB bulbs you can purchase. So in regards to vitamin D production, I think the UVB on these bulbs is 9.5%, which is very high compared to other tanning bulbs. Usually they're around 2 or 3%. So we replaced all of the bulbs.
Oh my god. Yeah, there's probably a reason why they're only 2 or 3%. It's because most companies don't want to make very high UV emitting bulbs because they know people are going to damage their fucking skin, you idiot. What a moron. Oh my god, he's so stupid. Yeah, like any day now, he's going to make a video talking about how he got skin cancer, but it's definitely not from the UV radiation.
In this bed with the Sunmaster Cougar high UVB bulbs. There were some other bronzing ones he recommended, so I was kind of like trying to figure out which ones to go with, and I just decided ultimately to go with the higher UVB bulbs. And you want a bulb that's as strong as possible because you want to minimize your time in the tanning bed to reduce your exposure to the magnetic.
Yeah, get the strongest bulb you can so you can burn your skin that much faster.
And electric fields of the bed. So, if you come in here for 10 minutes 3 times a week, it's not that big of a deal. But if you have some weak bulbs and you gotta sit in this thing for a long period of time, you're exposing yourself to pretty high levels of magnetic fields for a long period.
Like, again, what the fuck are magnetic fields gonna do to you? Why is he afraid of that, but not the UV? It doesn't make any sense. It's just so baffling.
Time. It's a pretty simple job.
It's like thinking drinking bleach is okay, but don't drink too much water. You want to avoid water, but drink as much bleach as you want.
On these models, these wires that hold the bulbs and they just kind of pull right off. It's hard to break the wires. You can't really mess it up. You do have to be careful when putting the bulbs in. Just make sure not to break them. Just be careful because they're not that expensive, but it's kind of annoying to buy some replacement ones. Honestly, if you get some bulbs from tanninglamps4less.com, I would just get 1 or 2 extra, spend a few dollars just in case. And then on this part here, there's just 2 Phillips head screws on the end. This comes up really easy. You pull the acrylic out, and it's a super easy, simple job to do all the stuff related to this tanning bed, guys. I'm not mechanically inclined, so this whole process was very simple, very easy, and using Facebook Marketplace and things made this very affordable because these beds new, I think they're $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 each, so definitely not cheap, and most people aren't going to drop that much money on a tanning bed setup, but if you can do it in your own home for less than $1,000, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, spend $1,000 on something that'll give you cancer. It makes a lot of sense. Don't get a treadmill or anything. Just, get a tanning bed that'll give you cancer.
Using this maybe once or twice a week now, but in the winter, maybe I'll do it 2 or 3 times. It's honestly just to really stimulate the melanin production in the skin, to keep the skin recycling. This isn't...
Again, he's admitting that UV triggers melanin production. Why the fuck do you think it does that? The reason you have melanin in your skin is to protect yourself against UV radiation. How the fuck can he admit that you produce melanin to protect against UV and then claim UV is not dangerous?
It's something where you're going to try to blast your face off like you summer sun. This is to either balance out a tan on your face and hands, or in the winter months to just get a little bit of color and keep that UVB coming in slightly. It's not a total replacement for the sun by any means whatsoever, but it's a good substitute in these current circumstances we're having.
Yeah, you should avoid sun exposure as much as you reasonably can as well.
Especially with the weather and the smog and everything. So I really prioritized getting this ASAP after I saw how the weather was. Because if you're not getting at least 1 or 2 days of sun a week, it's kind of hard to optimize and recover your health. Yeah, so guys, it works.
Oh my god.
Turns on nice and easy.
Imagine sitting in that. That is so bad for you.
Now that's actually the front of the bed. On my left, your right. But I figured there's more mechanical stuff on that end of the bed. So I've been lying with my head on the foot end of the tanning bed because all the wires and the plug and everything is on that side of the bed. So I figured, and I can actually test it, I probably should. I figured the magnetic field levels are higher on this side. So when I'm tanning, if I lie on this side, probably slightly less exposure because they dissipate very quickly.
Again, magnetic field's dangerous. UV, that has ionizing radiation, not dangerous.
With proximity. Did we touch on everything? I think so, yeah. So basically just go to Facebook Marketplace, find a bed that's somewhat working. There's so many of these on there, guys, and they're all like $200 to $500 each. Some of them are really cheap. Get an electrician to run your 220 line, costs a few $100, and then replace all the bulbs with the high UVB bulbs. I'll put that website on the screen or something, just so you guys know where I got the bulbs from. But yeah, this was something I kind of had to figure out myself, and it was something I was thinking about doing for a while. So I figured I could share my support me when you're getting a lot of sun exposure. We have all that stuff on the side of that. Guys, please drop a like on the video, leave a comment down below. Make sure to stay in bed.
That is downright retarded.
Did you know you can improve your health just by donating blood?
You cannot.
Blood is primarily composed of iron, copper, and other vitamins, which most people have excessive amounts of in their liver.
No, most people don't.
Especially iron and copper. So by donating blood and removing it from your body, you then have to use up those stores of nutrients in your liver to create new and fresh blood. So if you're up...
What a moron.
So it's pretty commonly accepted that tanning beds are bad for you. And on a larger scale, most people think the sun is bad for you. You know, more and more information has come out, and people do understand that the UVB rays, the sun exposure on the skin, is actually good for us.
No, there's no evidence that has come out showing UV exposure is good for you.
That's not the main concern. And when talking about the dangers of tanning beds, you know, that's the main downside, the main negative. Oh, the UVB, the rays are going to give you skin cancer. It's complete nonsense. Skin cancer is caused by excessive oxidative stress in the diet and lifestyle.
Oh! What do you think causes oxidative stress, you idiot? It's UV radiation. Why the fuck do you think plants produce so many antioxidants? It's because they're constantly exposed to UV radiation, you idiot. Like, what a moron! He literally just admitted it. That fucking UV is bad for you, and he doesn't even realize it.
And getting sun exposure, whether it's from a tanning bed or the actual sun.
This guy is such a joke.
The issue with tanning beds is the high magnetic...
Yeah, the fucking reason why, like, you know, foods like broccoli or kale or whatever are so high in antioxidants is because the plants need to produce those antioxidants to protect themselves from UV. So he's saying skin cancer is caused by oxidative stress? Yeah, then UV radiation is bad for your fucking skin. What a fucking idiot. That's hilarious.